Patches are an essential asset to any game that hopes to have a long life. Not only do they attempt to fix or balance the title, but also inject new experiences into an otherwise dated game. As a pro player, these updates mean one thing: adapt or fall behind.
Basically, every few weeks, Riot puts out another patch with a bunch of different gameplay changes. The more recent one was the Trinket ward changes, where they went from being able to use them at 1:30 to like 2 minutes. So that made level 1s really random, so every team has to invade or do something different than they were before. So it basically changes an entire team's strat. And nerfing champions and buffing champions also does the same thing, because if one of the champions in your pool is like the highest priority and then it gets nerfed, and it's like, well, that's not the best anymore. What's the actual best? So everyone just has to keep finding out what is the best thing to do.
Adapting's really important in League of Legends. For the past 4 years or whatever, like, it's always like, if you don't adapt, you just don't win. I think TSM has been adapting really well the past few years, because we've always stayed on top. Like, some teams have come and gone, and we're still around after all these years, mostly because we adapt. Like, if something changes in meta, we know we have to adapt to it, or else we're going to lose our spot. So it's really, really important in League of Legends, because every patch, you have to get on top of it, and if you don't, then you might just be out of a job.
I like patches in the sense that I like champion changes a lot. Like, I see like some champion goes out of flavor, a new champion comes in, even though that champion may not have been changed. There can easily be a champion that just all of a sudden becomes really strong, because people are either playing the champions that it's good against, or maybe its counters have been removed. Recently I've been picking up Syndra a lot, because Gragas has been nerfed. Some other champions in the meta have just been nerfed. Like, LeBlanc has been played a lot, she's really good against LeBlanc. Like, there are just like these champions that pop up and people don't really like, they know why, but it's like, oh, all of a sudden this champion's so strong, but maybe it was like so bad like a month ago.
The hardest patch that I had to overcome was maybe when the tank top lane came over. Like, I had to start playing more tank and pretty much less AP top lane champs. It was a struggle at first, because there was like a lot of changes, like the trinket changes and stuff, and learning how to place the wards in the beginning. I have to know where they place the wards, so I can tell my jungler when to gank.
I guess it would be Season 3 maybe, early Season 3 spring split. Because the meta changed. Like, for a long time it was support jungles that don't have much gold, and they built Philosopher's Stone and Heart of Gold, but then Season 3 came along, and then there's no Heart of Gold, you don't build Philosopher's Stone first. And then Xin Zhao was really popular then. Like, it took me a while to pick him up, but eventually when I did, I was like, wow, this is dumb. It took a little longer to like understand matchups and stuff, because if you pick like old champions from like Season 2, you get stomped. For the most part, that was probably my hardest patch, because it transitioned from passive to more aggressive playstyle jungles. And then it sort of went back to passive later, Season 3, but that was probably the hardest one, because Season 4, like, I'm pretty sure I've transitioned really well.
I think there was one patch where I think Zac and Zyra were both nerfed, and up until that point, they'd been really core to all the comps we were running back in Season 3. And so I think that patch was pretty hard, because we had to relearn a lot of new stuff. And I guess the Season 4 patch as well was pretty big, because for me specifically, I couldn't really play the farm junglers too much anymore. I had to switch it up to like Lee Sin, more aggressive junglers, and that was kind of a hard change, but I think we did all right with it.
The patches are definitely necessary for the game. If we're on like patch 2 or something, go like way back to Season 1, I would not be playing this game right now, because the game would be stale, the game would suck, and it wouldn't be interesting. Patches are necessary to change competitive play. Otherwise, you see a dominant strategy for the entirety of the season or something. So once again, I think changes are good. I personally enjoy change. I think it's fun to try and find out what's new, what's OP, what's good, because I spend a lot of time playing solo queue. I see who does good. I can trust my teammates on if they say, hey, this champion's pretty good, try it out. I like change.
The changes from 4.3 to 4.4 actually changed the game a lot, even though on the surface they didn't seem that impactful. Just the fact that trinkets are 30 seconds later made it so that invades are a necessary thing. If you don't invade, you're likely going to lose a buff if the other team plays it correctly. That forces teams to invade, forces teams to go for 2v1, and with 2v1, it's just the game's a lot different. We haven't been played like that for 10 weeks, and we're playing it now. You have to adapt to it, but again, it's not a big deal until you're given a very limited amount of time.
4.4 pretty much like either forces you to have a really strong level 1 or forces you to lane swap. Since we usually don't play like super strong like level 1 junglers, like Lee Sin for example, can like even if you're purple side, you can force onto their red, and you can still force a 2v2 lane as well as getting your 2 buffs. But if you don't have those really strong like early game champions, you're forced to lane swap if you wanna be even in the game from the beginning.
2v1s, 2v2s doesn't really matter for us now. We're much more used to this patch. Sort of like Season 3. My team sort of wants to go back to 3 wards, but I told them to go away, and I haven't really liked that yet, but that might be the thing again, where supports have to go back to the 3, 4, 5 ward start. Not a big fan of this change, but hey, I honestly prefer 2v2s. It's easier to win lane for me. I mean, we're used to this, but if we do 2v1 again, then it's more mental, not so much mechanics. Mechanical skill matters less in a 2v1 lane because all you're gonna do is dive, and it's really easy to dive when you have 3 people there. And if their top lane's not there, you get to push 2 turrets. I mean, it's not hard to kill minions, it's not hard to kill turrets, and so it's not as fun. And I don't think people like watching 2v1s in general. I personally don't like so, and I prefer 2v2s, a lot more kills.
The 2v1 lanes coming back is pretty much really difficult for me because I can't really do much.
I don't like the 2v1 meta at all. Before this patch, jungle and top lane would be 1v1, and I guess jungle had like some of the most power in the game. Like in the last Super Week, it was really easy because 1v1 lanes, 2v2 lanes, and then I could help mid or top and then do ganks. But 2v1 sort of skips the lane phase, which what Riot wanted to do. I sort of thought 2v1s were pretty bad too, so I was like, oh right, let's do this lane phase stuff. But 2v1 like goes by the lane phase because the towers die in the first 4 minutes of the game, and then suddenly there's no 1v1 lanes. Like the 1v1 lane is like extended or something, but you're forced to follow your bot lane around or something to get towers because lane phase is sort of gone because the towers are gone like really fast. And if your bot lane pushes a side with no towers, then they're gonna get ganked. So basically, they just want to kill all the turrets on the field because lane phase has been gone. So I feel like 2v1 is really new to the jungle presence because you can't gank because you have to help kill towers or else you just fall really far behind. I'm pretty sure it's the same with top. Like basically, the game sort of slowed down, I feel, in terms of gaining experience in gold because you need to get those objectives before the enemy team does.
There's 5 people up here now for COG.
That's the hook onto Xpecial. Nobody's able to get in there for the play. Dexter's a little far off, gets Tempest down for first blood, and he is going to be hit up. How did Link get all the way back there? It's 4v3 from what they see. Double lift on the bottom, may be able to get some good damage, and Xpecial puts himself right in the fray. Dyrus goes down immediately. Xpecial's going to be hit up here. He's chased down by Nien. He does not go down. He thought the Ignite had him. They almost turn it back around. Turtle flashing over the wall. Bjergsen stays alive, and they got the dragon coming out of this one. He actually goes down to the hands of Dexter, and TSM is still trying to find where the rest of the team is. A double kill! Beautiful play from Dexter and double lift, and they're going to keep going. A very low Xpecial. Oddone's out of mana, and they're going to have eyes possibly on Baron.
This could actually be the win for COG.
This is absolutely amazing. Persevering through being pushed into their own base. Counter Logic Gaming comes back huge with movement around the map and strategic play, taking down the Nexus turrets and most likely the Nexus 37 minutes.
They have the minions, they have the win, they just defied TSM and destroyed them in 36 minutes.
It will not be a 4-game shutout for Team Solo Mid. CLG takes the last one, and they're going to go 15-8 in the spring split so far.
Fair enough. We just don't know how to play in 4.4. Everybody's lost almost any team. Yeah. We just don't know what to do. Yeah. And we don't have anyone helping us who knows what to do. So we just learn really slowly. 4 days is not enough to learn how to play it on a new patch. We've just been rotated, so I don't know. I think we prioritize objectives too highly sometimes too, over pressure.
Like, you shouldn't tell me how to play my champion before.
I don't. I ask if you have a coach, though.
That's true.
Like, that doesn't really mean you should flash in.
I know, but it kind of like makes me think I should go.
We do way too many aggressive flashes again.
I only did one. That was the only one.
Yeah, but like in scrims too.
I know, I've been training. We usually have Thresh when we have Twitch.
I don't think that matters.
Oh, you should just ulted 4 guys instead of trying to ult double F. Like special. That fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Twitch would.
I would have killed them all.
I would have killed them all.
We often have a lead, and then like our first scene as coaches today, we had a huge lead and we threw it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's because Turtle flashed in though.
No, we never. Like I don't. We can't. Once we have pressure, we don't do anything with that. I don't know what to do. I don't know what we're doing wrong right there.
Everyone should just buy wards. Like only special.
I bought like 5 pink wards. Yeah, 4.
There was like only one on the field like half the game.
I kept like 5 pink wards.
We never had to defend our inside and then force our way into their dome and ward their stuff. Or else they're just gonna take our wards for free then.
I could probably warded.
We can't see them come out of ward until they're on them and then they die instantly.
Get that camera out of my face, man.
Yo. It's too close.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's going to happen now.
Oh, it's going to, the dark fighting goes all the way to the back. A 5v5 level 1 ensues here. Curse and Cloud9 are going at each other's throats. The Star Call is doing the max amount of damage at level 1 for Soraka, and it's going to be first blood for Sneaky. Second blood going over for Balls. The dark binding just missing on the tail side of Dominate. They would definitely be able to catch up. Buddy Fuku's going to keep himself in there, though, instead of providing that shield for the rest of the team. This could be really bad. Meteos is going to be caught up. No red buff onto Dominate, though. He looks like he should be able to grab this kill. The repel is used to get over the wall. The pillar from the Baron Pit from Quaz. They may turn this one around onto Meteos. The shots come in. The Hack Streaker to keep him alive, and he flashes the wall to stay alive.
They actually don't need to.
The approaching enemy. They see him on a cop. That's going to be the Agony's Embrace going down. No, Meteos holds the Agony's Embrace until they pile up. Cloud9 comes into this fight with the right idea, but first now trying to kite it out. Quaz doing what he can, putting himself in the front, but it's not going to be enough as Cloud9 continues to micro themselves in and out, not allowing Curse to focus one person at all. I don't know when the last time we saw a straight down the mid victory was, but Cloud9's going to try to do it here. 4 straight matches against Curse over the season, 32 minutes on this one, and a 15-8 score gives Cloud9 the win.
My favorite part about watching the Cloud9 games is that they don't waste any time once they get their lead.
Right.
You know the game is going to end.
What was Lemon's roaming a lot? What was like the strat behind that? He was just going back between top and mid, right?
I was like completely fine, only 1 versus the Blanc, so he just wanted to roam and he could get a kill top, so they tried to. And I couldn't full on deny the Blanc when, especially when Elise came down from top.
I don't know why.
But other than that, it was fine.
And he wasn't worried about falling behind in XP?
No, he never worries about XP. So it's just where the best place is to be. Even if he loses like a level or 2. It's actually really common he loses a level or 2. Because I'm like level 7, he's like level 5.
Yeah.
Like, you're level 5 them, he's like, yeah, I know.
Sometimes criticized for playing more team-based ADCs like Sivir or Ashe, Sneaky's playstyle has the tendency to go unnoticed even though he's achieved rank 1 on the Challenger ladder.
I'm Zach Sneaky Scuderi. I'm 20 years old and I play AD carry for Cloud9. I'm from Orlando originally, basically Winter Springs, and I was born there and I stayed there forever until I moved to Palmdale about a year ago. I definitely did go to Disney more than I should have just because it was 45 minutes away compared to someone that lived in like Georgia or something where it's hours away. I'm literally right there. When I was a child, basically, I played video games a lot. I played on the N64. I played Mortal Kombat when I was really young. I played Banjo-Kazooie. Outside of that, I played a lot of sports. I played like baseball, basketball, a little bit of soccer, and I played football. As I grew up, I moved to PC gaming, playing like Age of Empires and stuff, but I kind of grew out of the sports thing. I didn't really like being in the heat that much, so I wanted to just be on the PC all the time, playing WoW and stuff. I never really played anything competitive for Nintendo and PC and stuff. I only played against like AIs. I never really knew about the StarCraft esports scene through StarCraft 1, so I started getting really interested in StarCraft 2 and WoW when they're in their primes. I liked playing WoW Arena a lot, so I just got kind of competitive with that. I got really high rated, and then that kind of led me into watching more StarCraft stuff, which led me into watching every other scene's esports, basically. During the time that I was playing WoW, I also played a lot of Warcraft 3 custom games, and my friends ended up finding Dota, which I'd seen like the custom game all over the list, but I never tried it out myself. From there, that kind of turned into a really big interest into that kind of genre. My same group of friends that introduced me to Dota and Han found League of Legends. My first game was entirely black screened, so I could only see champions and like no turrets, no terrain. It was like the worst thing ever. I'm like, all right, I'll try this game later. So when we did finally end up trying it again, it turned out to be a lot cooler than it was the first time, and I kind of got hooked from there. My grandparents actually watch the games. I call her Mimi, but she's my grandma, and from my dad's side, and she like has a Cloud9 shirt and the poster she bought from our store and stuff. She doesn't directly message me about it, but she posts on my Facebook page a lot. She's like, "Good job today, Zach," or "I'm really supporting you guys and the team and stuff." It wasn't that I didn't care about school, it was just I was putting a lot more effort into League than I was school, and I don't really know if you can actually do both at the same time. It's like extremely hard to do that. I was not doing well at all. I think I passed maybe like one class then. I got like D's and F's in the other ones. And I actually started doing a lot better because I was just doing a lot more of the work, and then ended up having the opportunity to go to Cloud9, which meant I had to move out to Palmdale with the team and not be in school for the last month of it. It was a pretty big leap going out to California, and I kind of did it against my mom's will. I had said, "Hey Mom, I am going to move to California to try to get into the split." She was like sad about it, but when I did make it, she was really happy for me because she knew that's really what I wanted to do. She had seen that I had been trying really hard to actually make it. It like grew on her to accept it. I think as of recently, people have been noticing me more. I've had a few really good games recently with Corki and Lucian and stuff. Besides that, I think I've gotten a lot better as a player too, and that all kind of contributes into putting me more in the light, but I'm still not anywhere near where Turtle and Doughlift are with like popularity. I think if I can just show through my play that I'm a good player, then I think the popularity will come, but I really don't care for it at all. I mean, I'm here to play and I'm here to win, so I'm not really here to just get famous over nothing.
Lee Sin's behind him. Lee
You're running the wrong way, man!
Your base is
on the other side!
Ryan, no,
He's gonna kill him, the dagger! The dagger!
Fight back, you got this! Fight back! Fight back!
Dagger! Escape, though!
He's gonna do the Spider-Man! Oh.
He's pretty tanky, though.
If you had two daggers, they kill him.
The anti-hype. Anti-novelist.
There was so much hype around that too.
When you guys went home yesterday, did you guys figure out what exactly was the reason you guys lost the match?
Yeah,
Can I have some more elaboration?
We found more than one reason.
What were they?
Basically it was me and Bergson had options.
We had options.
We had options, so that's like 2 throws already for the first part.
Very good options.
And then Bjergsen could have came down from bottom. That was a throw. And then
We're just really bad.
We knew what they were at red, and I just like got shot for no reason. That was a throw.
equals math.
There's like hella throws.
Just use your barn, Turtle.
A plus B equals math.
So going into this match, like, what are you guys keeping in mind?
We're gonna try to use the theorem A plus B equals math.
We're gonna try and use our barn.
Sorry, Darius, what did you say?
We're gonna use our barn.
What is that?
Our
barn is in here.
Our brain.
Oh, brain. Got it. I didn't get that.
Use your barn.
What's the barn?
Doesn't even know what barn is.
A couple members of TSM coming down.
Oh, good lock on special. And he still goes for the in-game. So low. Cop has to put himself in a bad spot. The focus is on the Bunny Fufu, but it's only a support kill for Odd One. Dyrus is in this one, strong with the Dragon's Descent. Two people. The flash again. He takes down the Spider as Dominic crumbles up. Cop's going to be the next one. Where's the spear? Does he give it to his team? No, he takes the double kill. A triple kill on the run for everyone. Boy's the next one. Bjergsen looking for the second quadra overall on Nidalee, and he gets it in the long chase.
What here? TSM just come out firing on all cylinders after that one. What a chase.
Holy shit, that was his biggest throw ever. It was just
Oh
shit. What the? Is that thing broken? He's doing so much damage.
That was so thorough.
The biggest throw ever.
How did that even hit him? What?
It was in like 4 of them.
Yeah, it was like another 3 people.
Watch the cup flash. Cup's like shit.
I think Shrine about it.
Cop dodged it.
Or that one.
Didn't dodge that though.
Going down, just under 40 minutes in the game. Team Solo Mid pushes that score a little bit more. They're going to be picking up the win, and they're going to be going home with a victory on the end of the week. So they will not lose 2 in a row, Kobe.
Now it will be a question of how well Balls can survive this. Cloud9 did a lot of this early on. Oh dear.
Oh, nice. Barrier! No! Barrier and shield is not enough. But they may get shocked on this one themselves. Coming in with the full heat. Balls get some good damage on the Wild Growth goes in, and there's just too much focus. The triple kill going in for Sneaky. Trying to follow the Sonic Wave, misses for the Resonating Strike follow-up.
Sneaky's build, dude. I try it, I don't like it that much. Just so little damage. What the f? Oh! Alright, he has too much life steal. He's too much life steal.
Sneaky's still too good.
Yeah, he's too much life steal.
We knew they had a lead, but that was a brilliant fight to close the game by Cloud9. 32 kills. They definitely padded their stats a bit with that one.
Yeah, doubling the kills, 32-16 as we end out that one. 41:08 on the clock, and Cloud9 picks up another victory. There it is.
While C9 seemed to have adjusted to the patch accordingly, TSM would have their work cut out for them as they'd need to refine their strategy heading into Super Week. On the next episode of Chasing the Cup, both teams battle each other to decide who has the #1 spot heading into playoffs. Tune in next Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to watch Cloud9 reclaim the throne.